All right, for this video, I'm going to show you how you can do some of the homework using Excel. So again, a lot of you are in business and you would actually be using Excel quite often, especially when you're doing statistics. So what we're going to do and what the homework will allow you to do is, so when you have a set of data like we have here, and they're asking us to, in this case, find the interquartile range, to find quartile 1, quartile 3, and also to find the standard deviation. Show how you can use your Excel to figure out every answer that we have. So let's go ahead and click this icon, click to open table. And now we can open it in StatCrunch, but because you will be using Excel at whatever business you're going to be in, click the Excel file. And then you'll be able to open up that Excel file. So we'll see how quickly my computer can open up the Excel file. I'll open when done. All right, and there we go. So there's our Excel. Now, all of our data, which is going to be nice, is already going to be in our little Excel file. So there we go. Every bit of data that we have that is right here is now going to be right into our Excel file. Now, let's go ahead and find a few things on this Excel file. So the first thing what we want to do is, if I want to find the mean, I can find that. So I'll just write up here, mean, and then to find the mean, it's just the average, averaging out every piece of our data. In this case, we have 25 units of data that we have here. All we need to do is type in average. Now, when we type it in, notice that all these values come up. We want to go ahead and click the average button. We double click it. Now, what it wants to do is it wants to, go through some numbers. So I'm going to click here, which is, you see how it says A sub 1 now into where we typing in average, and we're going to go we're just going to hold the mouse button down till we get to the very end at 25, and then we're going to let go. All right, and now let me go back up to where we said average. All right, and now notice that it has A sub 1 all the way to A25, which includes all of our data points. And then I can just hit enter on the calculator, or not the calculator, but the computer, and then type in, and it will give me the average. And that's how to calculate average. All you have to do is drag, click, make sure that you hit the equal sign. All right. So notice I'll click this here to show what the actual input was. You hit the equal button, then you start typing average, and your Excel will open up. You want to calculate the average, and then in parentheses, you're going to go from your first value in column A to the 25th value in column A, because there's 25 data points. All right, that's how to do average. Now, this will also do the median. To calculate median, all we have to do is hit the equal button and then type in median, and notice it's there. So now I'm going to click the median, again, double click it, and then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to go from A sub 1 all the way to A25. Notice that you can't see it because it's so far down, but if I go back up, there it is, and I can just hit enter. All right, so the median is 32. The next thing I want to do, if I want to find something, this will actually find mode. If you watch the calculator one, your calculator won't find mode, but this will, again, you have to hit the equal sign first for it to bring up all of your formulas. And here we're trying to find mode. So there it is with mode. Double click mode. And again, we're going to go from A sub 1 to A sub 25. Notice that it's right there. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. And I need to move up because you're not going to see it in there. The mode is going to be 31. Now, if I want to do the max and the min value, that's pretty easy. I have to find the max value. I'm just going to hit equals, and then I'm going to, again, type in max. There's max. So I'm going to double click that, and then I'm going to go from A sub 1 to A25. Going to hit enter, and there's going to give me my max value. If I want to find min, type in min, and then I'm going to, again, click underneath it, hit equals. Now, you don't have to write min above it. I'm just showing you this is how I'm calculating it. And then I'm going to type in min, which there it is. So double click, and then I go from the first value to the 25th value. Hit enter. go up, and there's my min value. Now, if I want to find my range, again, range is just the maximum number. So hit equals. If you want to do any, computation in Excel, you got to have the equals button first. And then I can just do 48 minus 12. Now there's my range. All right. And again, there's a way to type it in all at once to find the range, but this is to show you the max and min as well. Now, let's do standard deviation because that is a question that is actually on. I just wanted to show you how you could do mean, median, mode, max, min, range on here using Excel. But let's go ahead and find standard deviation, 9.412. So to find standard deviation, I'm just going to go ahead and write, standard dev, all right? And now to calculate that, I got to hit the equals button, and I'm going to type in standard deviation. Now, notice how here it's abbreviated, STDEV. Now, if you scroll over, it's actually going to tell you what it is. If you do STDEV.P, that means you're doing standard deviation for a population. But what we have is an actual sample. Because we have a sample, we're going to do STDEV.S. All right? And then we're going to double click it. And we're going to go from that first value to the 25th value. All right. And then we can just hit enter. And then we're going to have our standard deviation value. Notice 9.411518. And again, it wants me to round to the, to the thousand spot. So I can do that. Now, if you're not good at rounding, what you can do is you can click this button and then you can go to number. And it will tell you how many decimal places you want to round. So if you click number, we round to 3 decimal places because that's what it calls for. Hit OK, and it will actually do the rounding for me. You can also move the rounding with these 2 buttons as well. If I want to add another one, go in in each direction, I can do that as well. And it will round for me. So Excel is nice. Now, there is 2 methods to find Q1 and Q3. There's Tukey method, which involves the median in calculating your Q1 and Q3. And then there is the calculator method, which doesn't include the median. That's the difference between the Tukey method. All right, so let's go ahead and find our Q1. So Q1. All right, that is our first quartile. And to find that, we're going to hit equals. And because it's a quartile, we're going to type in quartile. All right. So this one is going to be exclusive. All right. So we click that one. So it's going to exclude a value and exclude the median. And so when I type in the array, what we're going to do for array, again, that's just going to be the first unit to the 25th unit. All right. And there we go. And then, but what you have to do for this one, because this is a quartile, it's a little bit more complicated. You got to put a comma down. And then because we want the first quartile, we're going to put a 1 there. Then we're going to close it. And then we're going to hit enter. All right. And there it is with excluding the median, meaning this is the calculator method. So notice we got 26.5. That's what you're going to get using technology. All right. To do Q3, what we're going to do is, again, we're going to hit enter, we're going to do quartile, and we're going to do the exclusion, all right, because we're going to do this with technology. So again, we do the same array, go through 1 to 25, all right? Then we're going to close that off, and then we're going to find the third quartile, all right? And hit enter, and then we'll have it. So that's excluding the median, meaning using technology. Tukey's method includes the median. So all I have to do for the Tukey method is, let's go ahead and I'll just type this in for Tukey. And that is, if I want to do Q1, all right, and this way I don't have to calculate it by hand. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find the quartile, but now I want to include the median. So that's why it says .inc. So we're going to include the median. And then we're going to go from the first to the last. And again, this is the first quartile. So we'll put a 1 there. And there we go. Now it says 27, which is the value that we want to put down for our answer. And then if I want to find the third quartile, 3, it equals, type in quartile again, but I want to include the median because that's Tukey's method. And I want to go from 1 to 25, parentheses, and then we'll go ahead and click the third because this is quartile 3, and it's 36. Now, to find the interquartile range, again, we want to use Tukey for this because that's what your calculator, or that's what your directions say. Find the interquartile range using the quartiles from part B. So the IQR is going to be the difference between 36 and 27. So again, you can type that in as well, and it's just going to be equals, and then we'll just type in 36 minus 27, and that's going to give us that. All right. If there are any more questions that you feel like you would have, you would like a video with, just feel free to email me and I'll make a video as quickly as I can. All right, that's it. And again, there's there's one with the TI-83 calculator, or in this case, TI-84 calculator. And again, just feel free to email me if you have any questions. All right, thank y'all, and y'all have a great time. Again, please, if you have a question, email me.